Hey, what's up everybody? My name is Prestige. Thank you so much for joining me on the second channel. One of the biggest things I love about the gaming community are all of the rumors that circulate a brand new game before it's even announced, before we see any images, and more importantly, before we even know what time frame it's going to take place in. And Battlefield does not escape the grasps of those rumors. As we all know, Battlefield and Call of Duty are straight up rivals. They both are military shooters, they are both first-person shooters, they are both games that either take place in the present or the future times, and they've always been head and head in the gaming community with people going back and forth. Now, I love both of these games for two completely different reasons. Battlefield being because of the realism that it brings. I love the fact that snipers feel different. It takes skill to use snipers. I love the fact that you're able to play on gigantic maps, 64-player multiplayer maps. I mean, it's just a lot of fun, and it feels like you're in an actual war. And it comes to the rumors of Battlefield 5. Now, what we've been hearing over the past week from a Swiss retailer site is the fact that Battlefield 5 might actually take place in World War I. Now, if that turns out to be true and we see something like this from E3 2016, I'm definitely going out and pre-ordering this game right away. In a genre that's so saturated by futuristic warfare and modern warfare, I feel like it would be great for once just to go back to the past, have some semi-automatic weapons, have some weapons with slow reload times, lots of recoil. There's a lot of things that could go wrong and can go wrong in World War I era, and the graphic fidelity of these games brought to our current generation consoles could completely change the game, the way it looks, and more importantly, the way that people play. Now, what I think people don't want is this game to be a sequel. I don't think that they want it to be Battlefield 5. If they do something where it's World War I, they could do it something like Battlefield Vietnam was, where it's an add-on, a DLC, and I would personally be fine with that. I think that that would be very, very cool. But in the same sense, I think that there is a game out there, or there needs to be a game out there, that does take that step back into the past. The first game that does that, it's gonna look different in the eye of the player, and they're gonna say, whoa, like, people haven't done this in years. It's going to be awesome, and I'm definitely going to pick it up. The sales of the game are going to go through the roof as long as it's done correctly. Now, there are a lot of different weapons that could be inside of a Battlefield game for World War I. You got machine guns, you got submachine guns, you have your pistols, you have your assault rifles, you have your semi-automatic rifles, your bolt action rifles, you got poison gas and aircraft and tanks and just a bunch of different stuff that you're able to use, and you'll successfully be able to do that as long as they nail it on the head and they're able to put it into the game and balance it out. Now, thinking of this, if they decided to go the route of naming it Battlefield 5, there are a lot of different things they could do for the story mode in general. So if they decided to stick with the multiplayer and keep it World War I, it would work, but in the same sense, in the story, they could bounce between different stories of a specific character. So let's say it is a father and his son, and this takes place in the past. So the father is a World War I veteran, and the son is currently enlisted in the military. So what they could essentially do is almost like a story mode type of thing, where there are flashbacks to when the father was in the war, and you play as the father, a younger version of himself, and you're able to go through and, you know, do things with the Allied forces and whatever, and just play in a World War I battlefield scenario in the story mode. And then you can bounce back to the son as he tells his father's stories of what he did overseas or whatever, and then you're in his boots and the stories are completely played out by the person that is playing the game, so it's not going to be the same for everybody. And I think if they bounce back and forth between these stories and just kind of make it a good story time and talk about the bad times as well as the good times, it could be a cool story mode opportunity. And then they just focus on the multiplayer by saying, all right, we're going to make the multiplayer completely World War I. We're going to gear it out and just do some awesome things here, and it's just going to be beautiful. And I definitely think that that would be a good opportunity for Battlefield to go back in time, not only change the game up from what it's been for a very long time, but bring a breath of fresh air to people. And once they feel that, then they'll be like, you know, maybe I do want to go back to futuristic time. Maybe I do want to go back to modern era. Maybe I don't want to sit in World War I anymore. Or maybe they could take this opportunity to create the next Battlefield game and then, you know, go to World War II, and then bring it back into the future very slowly. And by the time we come back from that past, I think we'll be ready to play in the future again, if that makes any sense. So I'd love to know what you guys think down below in the comment section, but I'm just thinking of what they could possibly do with this game and the weaponry that they could put into the game. I mean, you have your machine guns that are water cooled, and yes, you can carry them around. Is it beneficial to you? No, because you can't aim down sight, but that would be like the one benefit, having a fast rate of fire with a lot of ammunition to put down range. But in order to use it, you need to lay prone on the ground. If you wanted to walk around, you cannot aim down sight. You have to hip fire the weapon just because it's too bulky, it's too big. I mean, there are so many gives or takes, and then you also have to think about the traps that could be set up. Poison gas, you have spikes that you could set up, you have trip mines that you could set up. There are a bunch of different things that you could do in order to make this work, and I think that it would be awesome. But I'd really love to know what you guys think down below in the comments section. Do you think this is something that could work? Do you think that they should keep it a completely separate title? Maybe they should bring it as DLC? Or do you think Battlefield 5 is going to be a modern or futuristic game just like we've seen before? Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments section. If you enjoyed this video today, don't forget to click that like button down below and subscribe for more awesome videos each and every day. Until next time, everybody, I am out. Peace.